We're going to have to start over. That is going to be so annoying.
Doesn't show, but the pain just grows. Some stranger to you and me.
I can't even get off screen. Yay!
Hey! I'm Amy.
I'm Sarah.
We're Shenanigans Sisters. Sarah, what are we doing today?
We're doing some very, very important work.
Would you call it public service announcement?
We have a PSA.
Yes. So one of our time-consuming shenanigans would be dating, particularly online dating. I personally have been single and using the online dating off and on for years. It's really quite an adventure, we'll say. But Sarah Marie and I have determined that the reason why we are single as wonderful, perfect humans, it's because of the men out there. So, we fixed everything we could on ourselves.
There wasn't anything to fix.
There wasn't, no. I mean, I brushed my hair. Sometimes you got to put in a little effort. But what we figured we would do, and I feel like it's really our duty or an obligation almost, is that since we know all these things that are happening in the dating world that are less than perfect, we're going to share them with you. Because this one's for the fellas. If you're not a fella, go grab a fella and bring him here. You, sir, need to step it up. So we're going to share some of our top
pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
I don't want to keep these pets.
I don't like
have
these pets.
Pets that I like. I don't like my peeves. Pet. I like my furry pets.
Yes, the furry pets are good. So what we did was we individually wrote a list of, we were going for 5 top things that really annoy us about online dating. For me, I'm a person that I really hate wasting my time. So all this, I think, trickles down to me wasting my time.
It's fair.
Yeah. And we found that, number 1, we have
3.
We have three that we had in common. And then also we found that, once we read each other's list, it was oh yeah, that too, and that too, and that too. So we're just going to get into it. So please just remember this as you are watching. This is for you. It's not for us because we are perfect. I mean, very perfect. We're the perfect amount of perfect, So this is just for you. I kid. But these are things that really are annoying. And I feel like maybe if one person watches this and they're like, oh, I do that, then I'm sorry, my man voice. I do that. But I do that because it's cool. Because I'm a man, and men do what they want.
You send a message, and then
you send a message,
and then she calls you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna kick it off. All right,
yeah, kick it off.
So the first one that's on my list, these are in no particular order for me, and I think it's the same for you, right?
Yes.
First one is, I call it matrix glitch messaging. Okay. Dodge the bullet.
I don't know how to do it. Okay.
We are not actresses.
Just pretend that happened. Matrix glitch messaging.
Yes. So this is where I receive a message. Hi. How are you? Hi. What are you up to?
How are you?
How are you? What are you up to?
Shaking it up is just not in their best interest. And they just want to kind of send the same thing over and over again. And that's just
over.
That's what they want the interaction between the two of us to be.
I've shared my theory on that, right?
What's your theory on it?
That they have their list of women that they're trying to get their bitches. They reach out to all of their hoes. They wake up and they're like, haha, they're going to be happy to hear from me. So they just copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and paste. And then it's the same conversation every single day.
That's probably it.
Yeah. I've even noticed where somebody might misspell something where there's a misplaced space and it's the same thing the next day. Yes. So, it's obvious. I will admit that I do use a little bit of copy and pasting, but like more for like conversation starters. So if I find something that like really sparks great conversation, then obviously I'm going to use it again, but it's tailored as much as possible to the person I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Again, though, I'm perfect, so.
Well, I do the same thing, so I can definitely get behind that as long as thereafter you're not then using that same conversation starter to
With the same
start
person.
a conversation the next day.
Yeah.
Change it up
Hi,
a bit. Just
how are you?
anything else.
Hi.
Anything else.
How are you? All right, I'm going to get into my first one. Again, in no particular order. Liars. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Here's the problem is there's like a spectrum of the lies, right? So some of them are more innocent where they're saying that they are a particular age and maybe it's a year or two off, to some that are like 20 years off, or just flat out catfishing. You are not the person in the picture. You are not using any kind of information that is true to yourself.
Yeah.
And I find that to be obviously a waste of my time, but like, come on. Who are they fooling?
I don't know. So my thing is, do you never intend to meet anybody that you have a conversation with? Because if that's the case, go on to the friend version or something. Just do anything
fair.
else.
So I have theories around that too. I think some people, they're absolutely cheating on someone. That's another thing that they lie about, maybe their marital status. So they're cheating on someone and they just want to have fun with the conversation and flirting, all that kind of stuff.
Girls just wanna have fun.
Whoa,
catfish
just wanna have fun. Dun, 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 dun.
We do not own the rights to that music. How does that work? Well, whatever.
We
Okay.
Whatever. If they can actually determine what song it was, charge us. So yeah, that's liars.
Liars.
Sucks. So my second theory on that too is with like the catfishing. I get a lot more than you do. I think it's my age. I think that I am at an age where I am presumably more desperate than somebody that's younger. So they're targeting me. Doesn't feel good to be targeted.
All right, so I guess we can throw in one that we both had on our list, and this one is the first one that's here is impatience in messaging. So that person who is kind of like, "Hi, where are you? Where'd you go? Where are you at? Come back. Oh no, where?
I guess you don't like me anymore."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 20 minutes have passed and you're like, "No, I don't actually," because you were impatient and weird. And I feel like you're going to be a clingy, like, mate, you know? Like, I don't want to date somebody that's going to be so clingy that they can't give me 20 minutes to breathe between messages.
Yeah, especially considering I don't even know you. I've never met you. And this is how you expect me to you want me to be at the keyboard just tapping away.
I think you just gave us a nice segue into the next one that we share, which is, I don't know you. Why is your first message to me, "Hey, beloved.
Hey, sexy. Hey,
Hey,
gorgeous.
beautiful. Meh. I have a name."
Oh, that's I have one too.
That's so cool.
That's great. So that kind of leads right into my next one, which is commenting on my looks or bringing them up all the time. I am aware that probably there are a good number of people who would not think that I'm ugly. That's great. But guess what? I'm not that freaking hot. Calm down. It's really not that serious, and looks fade. Trust me.
She just said I'm not that hot. I'm sorry, I was just stuck on that. I'm just stuck on that.
It can be,
Yeah, it's along the same
disgusting.
lines. Yeah, I mean, if I'm with somebody, if I'm dating somebody and we're serious or whatever, like, I don't know, like, then it's to give me a compliment is more of like, this is how you see me, not necessarily like I'm just commenting on what everybody sees, and I think that that's something that I should say. That didn't make sense, but it does up here.
I hear what you're saying, and I do think that there's something to it. I think if somebody is commenting on your looks or your personality, you can tell. It shows through in a way that there's a sincerity behind it that you can feel.
Yeah.
And so, in case you're curious whether or not any of these things come off as sincere, they really don't.
They don't. Yeah.
They don't.
Again, it comes down to like, do you know the person? Like, would you do this stuff in person if it wasn't for like online dating? I feel like these things wouldn't come up. Like, would you walk up to somebody on the street and be like, "Hey, I'm talking to you. Don't walk away. I want to finish this conversation." Like that kind of thing, you know?
I have a feeling some of them might.
I've had that happen to me, yes. But, you know, I just feel like if you think about, like, would I do this in person or would I do this in front of my mom? Well, there's a lot I wouldn't do in front of my mom. Never mind. My next one?
Nice segue.
Sorry, Ma. My next one would be the people that give you their number immediately. So I'm talking about, like, we match on an app and say we match on Bumble, and then immediately, instead of saying, "Hi, how are you? Here's my number. Call me."
You mean you don't call them?
No.
I feel like I hear you on the phone at night all the time.
That's just me talking to myself. You are a winner. You're a winner.
I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my rooms. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah.
Some people don't like dating apps, and I completely understand that. But then again, would you walk up to somebody on the street and be like, "Here's my number, call me"? And, because I know some people would do that, and expect them to call you. Expect them to react in a way that's like, yay.
Not to mention, if you walk up to the somebody in the street, there's an interaction there that could potentially make me want to call that person. Certainly not on a dating app.
I have a suggestion for anybody that just wants to give out their number. Use social media for that. Post it on Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Write it on the bathroom wall.
Let's say go old school. Write it somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
you'll get calls.
Chalk out.
I've always been like this close to taking that person's number and being like, send it to people to spam them. But
I mean, if you're gonna put your number on,
I was a nicer person than that.
But I feel like that also is a decent segue into the last one that I had uniquely written on my list. Not to say that it's not on her list as well, but recognizing that I'm half your size, and
She's
I
an itty bitty bitty.
I'm a small person, and I don't want to meet you for a hike the first time I meet you. I don't know who you are behind this keyboard.
You don't want to meet somebody in the woods alone? What's wrong with that? I think that's perfectly legit.
In
an alleyway? Prefer?
Well,
No?
so now an alleyway is different because it's darker and it smells like piss, and I feel like that lends to a more of a safe atmosphere.
At least you know if you're in an alleyway, you can run away and get help. Potentially. In the forest, like I don't know what you would do.
Yeah.
I'd pay to see that, but I don't know what you would do.
Yeah, I mean, I like to try and meet somebody for the first time at coffee, some well-lit.
That's an important distinction, is the meeting versus date. So I think a lot of times, because it's online dating, when you meet that person for the first time, you're going on a date. Really what it is you're meeting this person because you don't know what they're going to be like. You don't know if you're going to be able to get along. They might smell funny. I might smell funny.
She does.
No, I'm perfect, remember?
Oh, okay. Perfectly smelly.
Anyway, I'm going to go on to my next one. There's a saying, I think, that's like, you know, after, this isn't the saying, but it's something that talks about after a relationship, you should take time to be to yourself and heal before you move on to another relationship. Healing. And it's very obvious when somebody hasn't taken that time, when they end up like with a very negative profile. So like, I don't want this kind of woman. I don't want this, that, and the other. Well, clearly you're like describing your ex. And unless you are expecting to find your ex on here, then it doesn't really apply. Maybe just put like, I don't want Linda, or whatever your ex's name was. That would be easier. But, you know, you can also feel it in the conversation. So maybe it's not in their profile, but in the conversation, you could tell that they just aren't ready to date. They aren't ready to trust. And all that bitterness does not go very far. So if you're not ready, don't do it. Stay home. Watch The Notebook twice. I watched The Notebook twice this weekend. Watch The Notebook and cry and feel whatever, and then take those feelings and and build them up on top of positivity, and then go out into the world and say, world, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm ready for you, right? Yeah.
Well, or go into your phone and say, world, I'm
I mean, that's
here.
the world these days. But
World, I'm here.
world, I'm here. What else do we have in common?
I think we kind of covered them all.
No way.
Because we have the...
No, the one word responses.
Oh, yes.
So, as I mentioned, I have like a lot of openers that I like to use that might spark conversation. An example would be blah, 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 blah. Like if you could have one person that's from the past over as a dinner guest, who would that be? That kind of thing. And then it'll be like a very well thought out message, and then you'll get like a one word response. And then sometimes I'll try okay, well, let's try some more conversation, and then another one word response. I don't work out enough to carry this conversation, dude. So either you need to step up and join the conversation, or if you're not into me or her or Linda, whoever this person is, let them go. Stop wasting their time. Let them move on to the next eligible bachelor.
Yeah, so I think I have a bit of a theory.
Theories. I love theories.
I think that there are a lot of pieces that go into online dating, and you have all of these different personalities, and obviously they start tailoring the apps to these personalities and all these things. And I think one of the biggest issues is that people go on and kind of have this grass is greener complex. So as they're talking to you, they're swiping right on chicks that they think are hotter or better suited or whatever. And so, they are maybe putting, 10% into each conversation, as opposed to trying and really just saying, you know what, I think I'm well suited to this person. I will have a real conversation. And I get it.
Agree with that.
It's hard because it's like, how much time can you spend really putting all of your effort in?
I get it. And I think, I applaud you for the way you handle it. You'll only talk to a certain amount of people, and then you'll hold off on matching with new people until you can get through that first pile of dudes. But
that sounds horrendous.
They're stacked up back here.
Mom, I'm covered in dudes.
Insert that image of our mother that she... Never mind.
Oh, God. I don't know what's going to happen, but you'll see it.
No, I'm not going to.
Oh,
I haven't even looked at it. There's a naked naked photo of my mom somewhere.
There is.
It's called In Her Living Room. Okay.
Yeah. More about that later, probably.
No. Well, unless we do a therapy session, there will be more about that. But yeah, I definitely think that there is, and I believe there was a study that showed that people feel that everyone that they see on a dating app is an actual option for them, which in real life, not everybody's an option for you. But to see all of these, beautiful women, you think I could have any of these women, and I'm telling them yes or no when I swipe, and that's not reality.
I feel like you should treat it like the real world. You don't walk up to every woman you see outside, but you might have a conversation or a moment that makes you think, you know what? I will have a conversation.
Is this virtual catcalling?
Oh, maybe. I never considered it like that.
Huh. Well, there you have it.
Stop virtual catcalling people.
So, in summary, we're perfect. You have some things to work on, but it's okay. We'll help you get through by not doing anything else. And on a serious note, if anybody's watching this and you have any tips on dating that doesn't include virtualness, dating apps, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Has anyone met anyone in the wild recently? Would love to hear about it.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice? I don't know. All I can do is focus on this hamster over here that is going ham on his water bottle. All right, so this has gone off the rails. It was off the rails from the very beginning. And
It was never on the rails.
that's all.
All right, bye.
Toodles.